Yo, it's Marco Cattaneo representing Charles III University with yet another study aid, study buddy for the subject ITI 597. Hey, in today's topic I want to take a closer look at the role for the function IT Operations Management. So the role for the function IT Operations Management. So IT Operations Management, like what is it? Well, it's a function. It's a function within like an IT service provider's organization that performs the daily, routine, recurring activities needed to manage IT services and a supporting IT infrastructure. So definitely keywords like daily activities, the recurring stuff. IT operations management as a function actually includes I call them sub-functions. So there are two sub-functions in a larger, bigger function known as IT operations management. They are known as IT operations control and facilities management. So IT operations control and facilities management are both part of IT operations management. So what's the role, or maybe I should say what's the purpose of IT operations management as a function within the ITIL framework? The role of operations management or IT operations management is to execute the ongoing activities and procedures required to manage and maintain the IT infrastructure so as to deliver and support IT services at the agreed levels. I'll say that once again, okay? The role of operations management is to execute the ongoing activities and procedures required to manage and maintain the IT infrastructure so as to deliver and support IT services at the agreed levels. So they're definitely like a bunch of doers. I mean, they really perform a lot of the work to actually provide and deliver and support the IT services at agreed levels. So, as I mentioned before, IT operations management as a function really consists of two sub-functions, one of them being IT operations control. And this is the function responsible for monitoring and control of the IT services and IT infrastructure. So IT operations, it's all about monitoring and control. So the other sub-function as part of the larger function known as IT operations management is known as facilities management. So what is facilities management all about? Well, this is the function responsible for managing the physical environment where the IT infrastructure is located. So the physical environment, we're talking buildings, we're talking computer floors, we're talking environmental control air conditioning units. So facilities management is all about the physical environment where the actual infrastructure is located. So let's step back from sub-functions to the main function IT operations management. Again, this function is responsible for the ongoing management and maintenance of an organization's IT infrastructure to ensure delivery of the agreed level of IT services, of course, to the business, to the customers, and to the end users. That's the idea. It's also the set of activities involved in the day-to-day running of the IT infrastructure for the purpose of, again, delivering IT services at agreed levels to meet stated business objectives. So there's definitely a relationship between whatever is being agreed in the service level agreements and the activities that will be performed by IT operations management. In other words, the service level agreements are actually really driving the work that's done by IT operations management. So we now understand the role and the purpose of IT operations management. We know it consists of these two sub-functions IT operations control and facilities management. So what's actually happening within IT operations control? Well, they're doing things like console management, job scheduling, taking care of the backups and restores, print and output management is done by IT operations control, and also performing regular maintenance. Whereas facilities management is more about power, it's more about environmental control, measuring the temperature and humidity and making sure that everything is okay. I mean, managing physical access, for example, to the data center and the computer rooms. And when outsourced, I mean, when the data center, for example, is outsourced, then really facilities management becomes managing facilities management. So that's an interesting one. Okay, so when in an outsourced environment, we no longer talk about facilities management, we're talking about like managing facilities management. So let's see, practice what you preach. Of course, it's about understanding the role of like IT operations management like as a function. I mean, have a look at like the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I mean, how is actually traffic controlled on this bridge? I mean, have you ever noticed like all these like cameras and all like the signage above the roads, above the various lanes? I mean, that stuff is like monitored like by a group of people, of course. I mean, what type of physical management does the Sydney Harbour Bridge actually require, and like why, and like how often? I mean, they reflect like the two aspects of like IT operations management. Like, how do we monitor the traffic of the bridge, and also like how do we actually perform like the physical management of like the same bridge? Okay, have fun with the exercise. What's up, Doc? It's a simple question. Hey, which one of the following functions is responsible for making backups? Answer A, facilities management. Answer B, technical management. Answer C, application management. And answer D, IT operations control. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about the answer, and then as usual, we continue. Okay, so what's the correct answer? Of course, the correct answer is answer D, IT operations control. Okay, they do like the monitoring and control, whereas of course like facilities management is all more about like the physical environment. So answer D is of course like better than answer A, and B and C are like completely like different functions. Well done. In the next topic, we're going to define and explain the objectives for the IT operations management function. Of course, we're still in the volume service operation as part of like the IT service management lifecycle. Hey, until then, live long and prosper. Nano, nano. And as always, I'll be back.